y'all. We back.
We back.
Hope y'all had a happy new year. But we're going to get right into this because I'm not trying to make this as long as the previous one. But it was better than last week.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
Yeah, for me, too. It was better.
But we're going to start off. Shamia goes to see Candy. See, Shamia is the kind of person that before you can say I said something, I'm going to the head and say it my goddamn self.
I'm going to clear my name.
So she goes and sees Candy. And while she's talking to Candy, we got Karma, and Don Juan in there. Surprisingly enough, Don Juan had not told Candy about the whole thing that went down yet. Which I was surprised that he didn't go back that quick. So Shamia was like, Phaedra pretty much brought up the freaking money and the DVD situation. And Portia was simply asking some questions. And then Don Juan went on to say, and I came in on the end of that conversation. And that's when everything just got out of hand. And what he failed to say was, he was the one who got it out of hand.
Exactly.
And I looked at a lot of people's reviews last week, and there was so much of mixed reviews. I think we all had the common thought process was that Don Juan, if you talking about my friends and this is their place, I have the right to check you, but there's a way to check you. Yeah. And there's a way to gather all the information first.
Exactly.
Because if he had gathered the information first, he would have never checked Portia. He would have went to Phaedra.
Straight to Phaedra. Exactly.
Because that wasn't Portia. That was Phaedra.
Exactly.
So I think we all kind of was on that same path. Yeah, don't talk about my friends, and especially don't come to their stuff and be talking about them. But his attitude was wrong. He was talking about the man that left and all of that. Oh, that ain't for you to be talking about. That went personal.
Yeah.
You are no longer in assisted mode. You're no longer in, it was personal for you.
Yeah, you took it ghetto.
Yeah, so he did. He took it to a place that it didn't have to go. If that's what you really was trying to do, was to take up for your boss. But so Don Juan was talking about because Phaedra owed Todd money, and she walk around here with these new titties and all of this
stuff, and
then she's sitting over here talking to the one that don't even know what the Underground Railroad is, And I'm sitting here like, Don Juan, you still is shaking the heck out of it. But
of course,
I'm with you though on that one though.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. So Shamia was like, I like Shamia, because Shamia was like, okay, first of all, we're gonna have to learn to respect, because I'm not gonna let you talk down on or to my friends or about my friends in my presence.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
And that's how you do it, because even when that whole thing was going down with them, nobody was really talking down on anybody. It was
a general conversation
that Phaedra shouldn't have brought up.
Yeah, she shouldn't have even brought it up.
But it didn't get wrong until Don Juan came out there.
But I'm sick of this tape, these checks, this exercise. I'm just sick of it. Just pay on the money.
Right.
Get it over with. Get your DVD.
Get your what now?
Get your DVD. And push it on, because it got so many people involved now that don't have anything to do with it.
Right.
And that's how stuff get messy anyway.
That's how things
it should be between Phaedra and Mr. Todd.
That's right.
And nobody else.
So that's what we're going to lead into. Todd goes to see Miss Phaedra.
Yeah.
And, her whole tone changed. How you doing? And Todd was like, in other words, Todd was like, okay, let's get to business. He opened up his portfolio.
That's my man.
And he was like, we were talking about, we were doing the DVD and everything was fine. And you owe me that final payment. So here come Phaedra. But, I had a lot going on in my life. And, right after we finished that DVD, I went into labor.
Yeah, what I got to do with writing a check?
I need to fact check. I ain't got time to do it tonight. But she was not pregnant when she did that video, y'all. Was she?
I don't remember.
And if she was, she sure won't 9 months pregnant to go into labor. I'm so freaking confused. But it's neither here or there.
But you know how folks
Phaedra lies a lot. No, that's just Phaedra. Phaedra lies a lot.
No, I'm talking about when it comes time to
pay your money.
They
start
grabbing
always
an excuse. Yeah, I ain't got the money. I'll have it to you next week.
Right.
And
my
next
car
week
broke
is
down.
2 years later.
The door on my hand, the handle on my house door broke.
My house caught on fire. My car don't start. There's always an excuse.
You need a carburetor. That's the famous one. You need a carburetor.
But Todd, I should say Pod. I give it to Todd, boy. He had his stuff on point. He had the freaking original contract. He had the freaking canceled check. He showed it all to her because she talking about in the other episode. She talking about she only owed him what, $6,000? $5,000. He owed her was it $8,645. And he had the freaking, and this has been going on since 2013. August of 2013. You haven't paid the money.
So she was using that she had a baby as an excuse. Her husband went away as an excuse. Todd was like in the confessional, so you ain't gonna pay me because you a single mom now? Come on now.
In the previous video, you talking about money ain't an issue.
Right, money ain't a thing. And he was like, come on now. So then her confessional, see, this is why we have a love-hate relationship with Phaedra. I think everybody does. She's funny because she's quick to throw shade. It is so funny. But at the same time, don't do that. Because she talking about some, he must be really scrambled for some money. Because his show done went down and probably Candy ain't giving him his allowance no more. He in the couch cushions looking for change. Don't do that. You owe that man money.
I want my money.
I don't care if the man is sitting on millions of stacks and you owe him $2. You owe him $2.
No, what he need to do is send freaking Stewie over there. Say, I want my money, man. Y'all see that video with Stewie with the dog get over the money?
Stewie said, you got to 4 o'clock.
You got to 4 o'clock to pay me my money. So you got money for the fake titties? Give me my money.
Don't do that. So we see this scene where Portia is getting ready to do the red carpet for Dish Nation at the Emmys. And she's sitting there talking to her sister, whatever. We already have caught the shade in the tea that Portia is kind of jealous of her sister for being pregnant. Because Portia thought all of this was going to happen for her first. So she's pretty much telling her sister, I'm used to you being my right-hand man. I need to check your uterus to see when you going to have this baby. Or when you ain't going to be able to travel with me. And her sister was like, Portia, right? In so many words, right now, you not my priority. And Portia is so spoiled. You can tell that her mama spoils her and her sister spoils her. That this baby is still secondary in Portia's mind to her sister.
Yep.
And her sister's like, no, I got to prioritize. This is my baby. It's not about you. So Portia ain't feeling it. And we're going to see in the next episode, it's going to get really, really, really real.
Yeah, it's going to go crazy.
Between her and her sister. So then Kenya Daddy comes into town. It's so funny there.
OG, triple OG come to town, boy. Smooth.
It's so funny that they will bring up an episode about Kenya's daddy after Ash Hutchinson, me, spilling all the tea. Y'all done did videos about how crazy our relationships are with our dads. So I was like,
yeah.
Her too? We already know Kenya had a crazy relationship with her dad. But her dad comes, and he's just an a-hole, y'all. He's an a-hole. And oh my God, he reminds me of my dad so much. That's probably why he's like such an a-hole to me. But he comes in the house, she gives him some water. He's like,
what's in this water?
But he all country and hood at the same time. He don't know nothing about putting no mint and lemon in the water. So he's like, no, just give me the tap water with the bleach in it and I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
So he was talking about her love life and whatever. He said, you walking around with a scorecard or what is that, a bulletin talking about something, I need a husband. And I was like,
yeah. He said, men keep scorecards, She was like,
women
what?
do too.
He was like, you had a scorecard with my mom? He said, I sure did.
So she's talking about, her house and the situation and how she really needs his help or whatever. Yeah. Then in the middle of all of that, she starts reflecting because the daddy said that she had an agent dude that he was really digging for to be her husband. I don't remember this guy, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have a clue.
I was like, is she talking about the guy that that they say she paid to be Walter? Because was he an agent? I don't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah,
or was they talking about Roger Bob? I don't know. I'm so confused.
I have no idea.
Y'all tell me who the daddy was talking about in the comments. But she started reflecting on what that psychologist, was it psychologist? Yeah, what he was saying was when you have a turbulent relationship with your mom and your dad, it's either going to make you love too fast or not at all.
Trust at all.
So you're going to have trust issues, and I can agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, because, I've been there, done that. Don't threw away some good dudes and don't messed over some and ain't been right since because of my issues. So this guy was really right.
Yeah, right on point.
So Kenya was like, this is her opportunity to really dig deep, get some stuff out in the open with her dad. So she takes her dad over to her house. Soon as he get out the car.
You don't want to know what I think.
I thought you were going to take me in the ditch.
Yeah.
So what you thought that a house under construction looked like, Daddy?
But the flip side of the whole, I told Lynette, the flip side of it, she acts
just like her dad.
She shoot straight from the hip. You know, ain't no.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, you know.
But not when you don't have a relationship with. You know what I mean? I can straight shoot from. I can't talk.
Shoot from the hip.
I can shoot from the hip with you because we like that. But I can't shoot from the hip when it comes to certain people that I have a turbulent relationship with.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta kind of.
You gotta, like I said, you have to customize.
You don't have to be. Yeah, you don't have to be fake, but you just be. You gotta be what you say and how you say it. And still shoot from the hip, but just use a couple of blanks. Did that make sense?
We're gonna make it make sense. So after they finish with the house situation, I'm gonna go ahead and get Kenya and her dad out the way. Is they decide to go to this park and she wants to have a conversation with him. And while she's trying to have a real conversation with her daddy, he wants to talk about the leaves. The leaves.
He said this is a nice leaf.
Strike number 2, piss me off again.
But that's usually how I go though.
He's trying to get away from the conversation.
Get away from the conversation. Especially men do that because you don't want to get all
in your feelings,
emotional in feelings. You want to keep.
But it's funny because when they was after our mamas, they was in their feelings then.
Oh, that's different when it come down to the boo-hoo-tee.
Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-tee. But she pretty much tells her dad, look, I don't know what happened to us. When I ran away from home, you ain't talked to me for 5 years. And this is the bull that I'm not buying.
There you go. Shoot it.
You mean to tell me that you mad with your daughter because she left the state? Well, did she leave the state or just the city?
She left Detroit and came to Texas.
Yeah, so it is a state. So she left the state to go live somewhere else. And he said to him that he wasn't good enough to keep his family together. Get off of your freaking macho BS. So you mean to tell me that's enough to tell you to cut your daughter off and to be an a-hole towards her because she decided to do something that you didn't put in your blueprint? Don't that sound kind of like how we were talking about, especially like when parents have kids and they turn out to be homosexuals, that they disown their kid because the kid is not on the path that you set for them? That's still your freaking kid.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, either way, you still show them love. Even though you disagree with what the decision they made, you still 5 years?
5 years.
You hold a grudge 5 years. That's a long time.
She could have died in 5 years.
That's a long time. And she was on 14?
She was in her teens.
Yeah, she was still a teenager.
We do dumb stuff when we're teenagers.
You make dumb decisions. So, he should ought to understand that. But to cut her off for 5 years, and then he tried to make that an emotional situation. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough.
It's not about you.
Nah.
You the grown up.
Yeah, you the grown up. So it was your responsibility to work that thing out.
Yeah. So I'm over him because he pissed me off. Because the first time we met him, he was talking about his daughter's feet. You not cool enough with her to talk about her right now. Even if she did have coins and all of this, it ain't for you to talk about right now, Daddy.
But I can kind of put some little bit of, make some lemonade out this lemon that he did agree to help her bring the family back together at this point. Because you can't fix what happened in the past. It's about repairing for the future. So, he did disagree at first that he didn't want to go back to Detroit. I guess he just over Detroit. I don't know what happened to Detroit. Maybe
I think that's where her mom is.
Yeah, so whatever that he did agree because she was like, I need everybody. You, mama, everybody needs to come back together to fix the family. So
so she did convince him.
Yeah, I'm always down with repairing relationships.
I'm down for a reconciliation.
Yeah, if it can be reconciled, that's the thing.
And if it's genuine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we see this scene, which was pointless, and I'm only going to talk about it because of the shade that Phaedra did. I already told y'all, Phaedra can shoot some shade, boy. Phaedra got her son in Bass Pro Shop.
Playing golf,
talking about son. He's a Tiger Woods, the wholesome version.
Like, come on.
Sue her, Tiger. But, so then we get Peter, Cynthia, Candy, and Todd. They all sitting down talking or whatever. This whole situation came up
again. I said, not doing it.
But it didn't get as deep, which I was here for it. But Cynthia wanted to know how much do she owe you, Todd?
How much she owe you? $8,000.
And did y'all see Peter's face get all light, bright, and burgundy? Because he was here for that tea. He was like, let me squeeze my peach into that water to make me some peach water. Because he was like, how much is it? I want to know. I need this tea in my life or I can go back to Charlotte.
I know that's right. After all this talk about it, I want to know how much you owe him too. To find out if all this beef is worth it.
Yeah, so, Todd was talking about different stuff. He was, they were joking about different stuff. It was funny. But I like how Cynthia told them two was, y'all trying to get into the restaurant business. Mm-hmm. Look at what it's costing over here with me and pizza.
We praying, paying
and praying too.
Yeah.
And Todd was like, I don't think it's going to be that bad. And it was like, somebody has to be very hands-on. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you get ready to have a baby. These is 2 babies. You can't do it. I agree. Restaurant business is a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
You just can't release that into everybody's head. Y'all better look at Sweetie Pies if y'all don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm. Because if your food is crap, people going to talk about you.
Yeah. So what we did get out of that conversation with those 4 was that Candy feels like Portia be picking sides with whoever she's closest to at the moment. I agree and I disagree at the same time because sometimes it looks like that. Mm-hmm. If you're not there to witness everything. Yeah. If I talk to this friend all the time and I only talk to this friend a fraction of the time, it's going to look like I take up for this friend more than I do this one. And it could not, and it's probably not even the truth. You don't even know what I'm telling this one. You're only seeing part of the equation. So, whatever. So we had Cynthia's customer appreciation party that her and Milo helped put together. But the tea on the street is that it was her Black Friday closing out sale because she only got 3 different pairs of shades on her website. That's what I heard. I don't know. Oh. I'm not even going to go to the website because if it don't come from Five Below and places where they're cheap, I'm not buying them because I lose sunglasses.
You sure do.
So from Tea on the Street that was her going out of business sale.
Everything was 50% off.
Everything must go. Yeah. Maybe even you.
What's that furniture place here in Richmond that always going out of business sale? Yeah, Haynes always going out of business. Everything is 80% off.
Then last chance.
And they still open as of today.
And that's been about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So Kim comes in. Kim automatically goes into director production mode. And I was like, I'm here for it. Because the photographers that Cynthia had hired to take pictures was taking pictures at a low level. Everybody that takes pictures know that when you take pictures, you take them from a higher angle. It elongates everything, it slims everything, and it doesn't catch your double chin. It doesn't. But she tells her that, tells the photographer that, pictures came out flawless. Cynthia was like, oh, okay, you, come here.
Yeah.
She said she wanted Kenya and Kim to work together to direct and produce her new commercial for her somewhere. I'm like, but word on the street is she
ain't got no business.
You got free shades. Free, not 3. Like my grandma said, tree.
But hey, you gotta start somewhere.
I ain't mad at her.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. So I ain't gonna hate you. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Just sell the hell out of them 3 shades.
Hello.
Hey.
So Kim admits to Candy that she'd have had fun with her candy coated nights. I was like, did you have fun by yourself or did you have fun with your husband?
Yeah,
because she did not say.
Yeah, she did not specify.
So Candy lets Kim know that there was something that happened again at the video release party and all of that good stuff. And Kim was like, well, I ain't know nothing about that because I had to release the sitter. I had to go. Bye-bye. Portia comes in and everything just gets awkward. She speaks to everybody. But Portia already know that Shamia has confronted them about it because Shamia came back and told her. So Portia already knows the atmosphere is going to be a little tense. Portia tells Candy, can I come talk? Can I talk to you in private? And I like how she did it. It was the same freaking thing that she did with Cynthia. But why did this one not go as grown, as sexy as the one that her and Cynthia did? We had the same amount of witnesses for that one. Matter of fact, they had more. But Karma and Don Juan take it upon themselves to say, no, she can't have this conversation alone with her. One thing that I will say is, even if Don Juan thought that he needed to be in that meeting, which I'm not actually for or against, depending on how you think the situation was going to go. Carmen did not need to be there.
Yeah,
she was not there.
She wasn't even present.
Now, what I will say is, if you wanted to be in that conversation, you needed to have agreed to shut your mouth up and let Portia talk. And then you can say your side. Because you were not telling all of the story. But I like what Kenya said. Kenya said, it's so funny that Phaedra's not here tonight. Yeah. She's just like a kid that throws a stone and hides their hands.
And runs.
And she did.
She sure did.
Because Phaedra did this. Portia was only asking questions.
Questions about what she said. Yep.
Yeah. And she was like, he's asking for money for a DVD that hasn't been put out yet. It wasn't like, it was like I'm trying to find out what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
So, all of a sudden, the conversation went left, and Candy was like, forget it. You ain't got to worry about me no more. You ain't got to worry about me trying to help you. I always support you. And if you can't talk in front of them, we can't talk at all. It's so many words.
Yeah, and Portia was like, psh.
I'm out, deuces. So, she goes outside, and Shamia was like, I said, Shamia, don't cry. Because I've already been talking about you crying. She didn't cry. She was like, we need to get this settled. You need to go back in there and settle this. Carmen
walks up again.
And she was like, you need to this and you need to that. And she was like, why are you even talking to me?
Yeah, you ain't got anything to do with this.
You were not here. And then she called her. She said, what's her name? Camera
Coleman?
I said, I'm done. So all in all, at the end of all of that foolishness, the next day, well, we going to say it's the next day, Candy and Portia go and they sit down and they talk the way they probably should have talked that night.
Yeah.
Why they always want to have deep conversations in the middle of a party? It never works.
Yeah.
But anywho, Candy was in her feelings. I can say that she was in her feelings about it because she felt like Portia was taking sides. I can honestly say I didn't think Portia actually took sides. Every time I've ever heard Portia say anything remotely like, it's always when she's asked a question. Now, I agree with Candy when she say, Phaedra know what she's doing.
Yeah,
she's a lawyer and she knows how to play on words and she knows how to get you in the middle of something without you knowing you being put in the middle of something. I agree with that. But even when she was getting that colonic and she was like, if this, how would you feel? Oh, it will make me feel some kind of way. Honest answer. Yeah. It wasn't that Portia was throwing shade or nothing at Candy. It was an honest answer that she was giving to another friend. And at the end of the day, they agreed that it was we're gonna let it go. Maybe it was taken out of context. Maybe Phaedra needs you more than I do because that's what she was saying. She said, "Right now, I think Phaedra needs me more. I've been through a divorce, even though she's not divorced. She just lost her husband to the system or whatever. Well, she didn't lose him. He surrendered himself to the system. I hate when people say that. I lost my husband to the system. No, he put himself in the system.
Yeah, he did the crime, so he's doing the time.
Yeah. So she was like, right now, I just feel like she needs me more than you. And Candy was like, but Portia was like, you got a whole squad of people. Pretty much Phaedra isolated herself with nobody deals with her.
Yeah, she don't got nobody.
So, they was cool after that. And I'm all here for coming together. And just squashing it. But next week is going to be good, I hope. Yeah, I hope it's as good as
from the clips. Well, y'all, where's Tammy?
She still walking around with that robe?
We haven't seen Tammy in the last couple episodes. Did her fire her off the show because she's a liability?
Yeah, probably. Because they said that she's supposed to be one of the leading ladies. She's supposed to have a peach when it first came on.
Oh, really?
So I don't know. And then King Amaya Scott, I found out today that she not gonna do her walkthrough on the show because she said she felt like they were trying to exploit her because she's transgender, and they wanted to put her in lingerie all the time, and she was like, "No, I wanted to bring awareness to the transgender community, not be exploited." So I was like, "Oh wow," because I showed him King of Mike Scott because he didn't know who it was, and he was like, "That was a man." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, whoa. That's one of the prettiest I think I've ever seen.
I mean, whoever did his job
did a heck of a job.
Flawless. If you never told me that, I was like, nah, they ain't no man.
The only thing you could do is the voice has not changed. The voice never changed. But anyway, good episode. I'm going to bed. I'm gonna pooch on in the bed like Justin J say.
Yeah.
And we will see y'all on Tuesday because the Have and Have Nots come back on, y'all.
Yes.
Straight from the VA.
The dirty, dirty South.
2 up, 2 down.